What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Chance Talks Business podcast. And this is the podcast that we help small and medium-sized businesses reach their full potential. Today, we're going to be talking about a subject that you've probably heard 1,000 times, especially if you grew up playing any sports or anything like that. Do the work. I know my coach used to tell me all the time, do the work during practice, during wrestling practice back in high school. Just do the work. The results will come. Just do the work. And that's what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to share 6 benefits of doing the work, starting with what I feel like is probably the most important, personal growth. Now, personal growth, personal development is very important to me. I started that at a young age, read a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and Think and Grow Rich. About the same years, I was probably 20, 21, somewhere around there. Then found a couple of mentors online at around 25, 26 years old. And since then, I've just been diving into personal growth, reading a lot of books. And that, to me, is the biggest benefit of doing the work. So you learn a lot along the way about yourself and about whatever you're working on. You know, starting out when I started doing Google ad campaigns and Facebook ad campaigns, and even building websites, I was terrible at it. But as I practiced more and more and just did the work, because you have to go through that period. So as I done the work, my personal growth became, I became more efficient. I was able to do these tasks faster. I was able to do it more efficiently and just, with better results. So that's the biggest reward of doing the work, is personal growth. Then it builds discipline. Whenever you do the work, you have to have the discipline to sit down and do the work most of the time. So, but as you do more and more of the work, then you develop more discipline, which it eventually becomes a habit. And then once it becomes a habit, you don't have to necessarily rely on discipline, because the discipline is already there, which forms the habit. Then you can rely on it just being habitual. The best thing that you can do is set aside a time each day and every day for about 30 to 45 days or so, just every day. During that time, work on something. Work on the same thing every day. If it's a big project, if you have a bunch of smaller projects, just work on those, but make sure it's during that same time every day, and that habit will form because of the discipline. One of the other important things that people get from just doing the work is the recognition and the credibility. That's important to a lot of people. That's important to most people. Most people want to be recognized in their industry, and they want the credibility in their industry as the expert. Well, the only way that you're going to become the expert is to just do the work, and it's just a process that you have to go through. Nobody is the expert at the beginning, or very few people. There's some people that are born with certain talents, but even then, they have to work to become the best at what they do, because someone that has less talent but more work ethic, they can outwork that person and become better at what they're doing. So, if you want the recognition and you want the credibility of being a professional and being one of the best in your industry, you have to outwork everyone. You have to do the work, and you have to, be able to reach your full potential in that industry. And that brings me to the next one, number 4, goal achievement. It feels good whenever you have a big goal in front of you and you're able to hit it. But on the flip side, it feels bad if you don't do what you're supposed to do. Even if you set up a daily to-do list, smash that list. Just go ahead and knock it out, get it done. And, that's a goal that you achieve for the day, and it's going to make you feel so much better. But on the flip side of that, if you don't do the work, you're going to have a lot of regret. You're going to have a lot of you're going to feel bad because you didn't do the work. It also, this is number 5, it also gives you more problem solving skills. As you run into issues with your work or in the career that you're in, whenever you first start out, everything is a big issue because you never faced that issue before. But as you spend more time doing the work, as you spend more time in that industry, you realize like that what used to be hard for you is now easy. So you develop bigger problem solving skills. You're able to, people start coming to you for bigger problems. Usually whenever you solve bigger problems, that means you get more money, more compensation for it. So you want to take a few years, be disciplined, do the work, and become the best in your industry. And then once you become the best in your industry, then you're able to, you have the discipline, you have the recognition and the credibility. Then you've hit goals that you set in the past. You have all the problem solving skills. You're on your way to making more money and just, being more successful overall. And then last but not least is cultivating a strong work ethic. If you do the work consistently and you develop the discipline and the habit of doing the work and not running from it, it's going to create a work ethic in you that's unrivaled to anyone else. Because let's be honest, most people, they run from the work. They want to try to do the least amount as possible and get the biggest reward, which is awesome. And I think that in certain circumstances that's the right thing to do, is to don't waste time on something that you can automate or something that you can hire someone else out to do. But even then, there's a process that you're still going to have to do. If you're using AI, you're still going to have to type in or hire someone to type in the prompts into ChatGPT or something like that. But it will instill a strong work ethic into you if you just do the work. And like I said, set aside, have the discipline to form the habit of doing the work, and then that's when it becomes the strong work ethic. So that's the 6 biggest benefits that I believe to doing the work: personal growth, discipline formation, recognition and credibility, goal achievement, problem solving, and cultivating a strong work ethic. If you got something out of this video, I'll try to keep these short and sweet. I know that you're busy. I know you got a lot going on. Soon, we're going to be having people come in and doing some, and also doing some remote interviews. Maybe I'll go to a few businesses and highlight those businesses at least once or twice a month. And then you'll get some of these also. I haven't really figured out the schedule that I'm going to release these on yet. But as soon as I do, I'm just trying to work in how many I can do a week and see, how many of these I can do each week so that I can put this on a schedule, because I know that y'all are busy, I'm busy, and it just works out for everybody if we keep them shorter. Now the interviews will be longer form, maybe 30, 45 minutes, somewhere around there, but that's something that you could also just listen to, which this is also. But I want to make those interviews a little bit longer. But I appreciate everybody tuning in today. If you got anything out of this, if you have benefits that you believe, I'd like to hear from those down in the comments, or DM me, whatever you want to do. But I'd like to hear your thoughts on the benefits of doing the work and what you've found to be beneficial whenever you do the work. And let me know, is there a difference between when you do the work and when you don't do the work mentally? Because I know when I don't do the work and stuff's just piling up, it gets to me more mentally, and I have to just do it, knock it out for me to feel better. But like this video, subscribe. If you're listening on audio format, subscribe to that format. Go to iTunes, leave us a comment, and yeah, we'll catch you on the next one.